I used to live what I called an outsourced life,
Mm-hmm.
right? I said, I was working really hard. I was single at the time. You know, I said I'm outsourcing everything. When I'm at work, when I'm not at work, I want to be able to do what I want to do. So I would order takeout all the time. I had someone doing my laundry. It's called wash and fold. It was freaking great. Right. I just hand a big 50 pounds of laundry to someone. I pay by the pound. It comes back. It's all folded on hangers and everything. You know, but when you think about it, that in and of itself is a supply chain.
Yep.
You're interconnecting with these. You're interconnecting with these services where if there's a disruption of that, it disrupts you. So doing stuff like cooking on your own is really insourcing stuff. You're insourcing more, right? You're not going out to eat as much, right? Let's face it, we started growing our own food to some, to some degree, right? Because why? Because supermarket disruption, stuff like that. You can't get what you want to supermarket. So these are all our own personal supply chains, right? So I think this whole experience has caused some people to insource more.
We just have not gone back to restaurants like we did before. Like we're not eating at restaurants as often as we did before. And I still can't put my finger on it. It's not that I feel uncomfortable. We had a bad experience with one restaurant where they jacked up the prices and you had a time limit, yada, yada. It was 3 people for $250 for like an hour and a half at like a margarita place. And it's not like it was like a fine dining. But that was, I don't know why it is. I think because of the past year and a half, it just broke that habit. And it's just, I'd rather eat here at home. Maybe when I could see things changing, possibly when the kind of theater that we want to see opens up, because that goes hand in hand. You go to a dinner beforehand, and then you go to the show, or vice versa. I can see getting back into that again. But right now, I don't miss it. Again, not because I feel uncomfortable, but it's just, not missing it. The reward from eating out, it's just not there anymore. It's okay. Yeah, I can't put my finger on it exactly, but there is a psychology there, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. I think the shift might be that during COVID, we had this small group of friends that we trusted, and we would socialize with them in our place or their place. And I think that's we've just replaced, instead of going to a restaurant for dinner with that group of friends, it's just, why not do it at our homes and do the same and have the same kind of, social interaction. And it's more laid back. You're not being forced out in an hour or an hour and a half. But I just think we've gotten used to entertaining at home. I think that might be what it is, that we've gotten used to having fun at people's homes, right, or our home.
Like when Brian's like, do you want to go out for a drink? And I'm like, let's go to the backyard because our backyard's really cool now. We're like, do you want to hang out with so-and-so? Yeah. Can we have them over? Yeah. And I would much rather stay at the house. And I think we also, when we moved to Salt Lake, we were like, oh, nice. There's like a lot going on down there. There's like really cool restaurants like coming up there. Like we were so excited to move to Salt Lake for all that. And then the world ended. And now I'm like, we could go check out new restaurants. Or we could just grill in the backyard because we have a really cool hangout area now. And so, like, partly I think it's that we took the time to make things nice at home. But I also think I want to be there a lot more than I ever would have if the pandemic hadn't happened.
In some ways, the irony is that I
think I ate out more, or I have attempted to buy food from local, businesses, whether I ate it there or ate it at home, this time than I had before. So that way I'm less of a homebody. But having a home is certainly, maybe it's an awareness that is there of that I have a safe place to be. Maybe I've always not been somebody that went to the movies every week or went out to dinner every week or, went out a lot. Of course, I had a job out a lot. So maybe when I wasn't working, I was glad to be home. But even in retirement, I've not been a big out person. But I took it for granted. I didn't really think about it. Now I recognize that this has been a haven.
I guess I'm just so used to just staying in the house and relaxing. I need to have an excuse to go out. I don't even, if I'm by myself, I don't even go out for dinner. I might order some takeout, but I won't even leave the house for that.
And is that okay?
Yeah, I don't see any problem with it. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
Why is that?
There's nothing urgent that would make me get out of the house. I can do everything from here. I can refill a prescription. I can order food. I can order groceries. I can order clothes. I can do everything from the house.
Eating out in restaurants more, yes. However, not as much as we used to. And I would say it's not even we're eating a little differently now. I think a lot because of all the cooking, right? Being able to cook what you want allows you to address cravings a lot more quickly than if you had to sort of wait for the next time you had the opportunity to go out to eat and stuff like that, at least for me.
Just like from like my group of people, like they're just not doing like bigger. I think maybe people are doing like barbecues, like that they do themselves, as opposed to like that maybe last year they were like doing like a bigger, like making more of an event about it, as opposed to like something more casual where it's like, oh, like my husband will grill some stuff instead of like having it catered and doing something more official.
What I did though was funny, and it has not been completed. I built my own dining table.
You did? Cool.
I did. I had some bar stools, high bar stools, and leather, and it's really pretty with nice red wood or oak wood or something. The legs and the back, like really beautiful, right? And I said, well, I wanted to get a table, and I said, well, instead of me going out to spend $200-300 or whatever, I made my own table. So I did.
Cool. Where did you learn? How did you figure out how to do it?
Well, a table had 4 legs. That's all I was the top and the 4 legs. So, but like I said, I don't know physics, so I did not understand. You got to balance them out correctly for them to be stern. Yeah, but they fit the table. You want to see them? You want to see it?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to.
Ooh. Let me see. There it is. Can you see it?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, this is my table I made.
Did you stain it?
Yes, I did. Because I made it be the color of the I made it be the color of the chairs.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, so that's my creativity for the month. So, yeah, so I'm happy about that.
And the thing that's been keeping me at home more or less is I've noticed when you go to the movies now, they're trying to add additional charges without telling you. And it's more or less to make up for the money that they lost throughout the entire COVID year that they were closed. Already, like, I get it, you know, you need to make some money because you lost out on a lot of money, but it's still at the same time, you should at least make your customers aware that you're charging them extra. And then, like, a lot of companies are starting to charge for simple condiments now, like ranch.
Wow.
You know, but also at the same time, I'm noticing the prices of things going up, and it's like my wages aren't going up. So I think it might be time to stay at home a lot more often and get your money's worth.